This is Frankly on time. Thanks for being on time today. We got a brand new Promaster Fujitsubo watch up on Citizen's Watch. This just came up in the last few days here that I saw, and this thing is awesome. And if you go look at my very last video before this one, I bought this watch in another version. I got one of the regular versions of this watches for nearly half the cost of what this one is. But we're going to talk about today, is this worth the price? What do I think about it overall? And, what am I going to do? Am I going to sell my one that I just got to get those ones? I do think this is cool. Let's go over it real quick. So this is a brand new limited edition. I'm going to talk about whether I like that or not in a second here. But this is a limited edition of their Fujitsubo, which is a re-release of the 1970s challenge diver that was famous for being found with barnacles all over it after being lost for like 3 years in the Pacific Ocean. And it's in a museum now in Japan and with Citizen, and it's a really cool story. That's what I really like to watch, and I'll show you the one I just bought. I got to be honest, before I even knew about all that, I simply just saw this on the website, and it just immediately spoke to me. I mean, it's just a great looking watch. It's just I love how all the black and the white of this watch just comes together. I just like the proportions of it. All right, so I got it going here. You can see the sweeping hand here. So it's just got time and date function, a unidirectional rotating bezel, and yeah, it's just a great watch. And I really just like the look of it. I like the story of it. So I bought it. There you go. And I liked the band that came on especially. I'm not a bracelet person really. I mean, I'm not against bracelets on watches, but my preference is for straps if there's a strap on a watch that I like. Just because I don't like to deal with the having to get them sized correctly and making multiple trips to do that and that kind of thing. So let's talk about this one. So this is on the strap. So immediately, I'm not a strap person. I do understand that's probably why it's a little bit more expensive, but it's also limited edition. So the big difference here, just to kind of get to the point, with what's distinguished about this watch is just the color scheme. They got this nice blue dial on it to kind of give it some contrast from the black bezel, and then it also has a blue rim to that bezel. On the sides, it is blue, and I think it's really nice. And you're seeing some of this right now. Hamilton just released some some of their khaki Scuba watches that have these. They're very colorful. They got a yellow one, a red one, and now they got a Seamaster that just came out. That's like a light blue. I think it's called baby blue or something like that. Summer blue, I think. And now they've got this watch. So that seems to be the theme for the summer with these watches. And yeah, I think it's really great. I think it's a lot of fun. I think you've been looking at this watch and maybe this one is just a little bit too uniform with the black and white and silver, and you want a little bit of color. They do have a blue version of this watch with the dial and the bezel, but it doesn't have the contrast. You don't get blue and black. It's like all blue, if I'm remembering correctly, with the bracelet, and this one has the blue with the contrasted black. So the only downside I could really see to this, I think it looks great. I love just the overall look of it on first impression on the website. The only real downside I could see with this potentially is maybe the blue dial is comes across as a smaller dial because of that contrast, because it doesn't really blend together with the black bezel. But another thing about this, the only other thing that's really different about it is the exclusivity. So there's only gonna be 4,500 of these, and thankfully for me, they're not numbered. I do not like limited edition, limited production run watches. Every watch technically, if it gets discontinued, what supply is out there is the number. It has a production run number. But when they come out and say, we have a particularly small amount of number of these pieces that we're gonna make, so therefore it is limited edition, I don't really like that, because to me it becomes kind of like a collector's piece as well. I mean, you can just wear this as a regular watch, right? But the limited nature of it, to me, does make it more of a collector's item. Like if I get it, do I want to wear it? Do I just want to leave it in a box because maybe it'll go up in value over time, become a collector's item? Should it just be displayed on a shelf because it's a special edition? I personally just don't like those kinds of things for me personally. Now, the fact that it's not numbered, I do like. So there's not a particular serial number on the back out of the 4,500 run. I do like that because you can kind of, it won't feel as much like a collector's piece that you have to really baby and not even be able to wear. So that's really cool, and it's got a more interesting back on it with a little logo there for the 35th anniversary of Promaster. That's what they're releasing this. I wonder if we'll see some more of these anniversary Promaster, like the Altachron and some other things in the Promaster lineup, the Garrison, and so on. But yeah, for me personally, you know, do I recommend this? You know, it's just gonna be up to you if you just like the watch. I'd say if you like the watch, just the color of it, you know, I don't know what your feelings are about it being limited edition, but I think it's an awesome addition. I do think it's nice to have a little bit of, you know, a pop of color there that's a little bit more fun than the rest of the lineup. For me personally, it's too expensive because, you know, even if I could get by with wearing the strap and, you know, I am not completely against metal straps. I can wear a watch with metal strap. I just prefer the straps a lot of times. That's how I have been doing. But look at the price of this. You got under $600 right now for the one I have. This one right here. So it's under $600. And then so I got it at this price plus the 10% welcome coupon for the first order on the website. So I think that's very competitive, you know, unless you really, really want both the bracelet and that pop of color, because even these bracelet ones, like right here, you can see, here's that blue one I was talking about. That looks great too, you know, under $750. So that's extremely competitive versus this one being almost twice the price right here. So, you know, for me personally, I think if I like the blue, I think this price is too competitive here. You know, I think this would really be the one to go if you wanted the color. And then, you know, it's a nice dark blue. It doesn't, you know, there's not that risk of the dial being too small with the contrasting bezel. And maybe that's not an issue. I just wanted to kind of bring it up as something to maybe think about. And so I don't know how it's going to wear. I don't have it in person. It could wear differently than the way it looks on the screen or look differently than the way it looks online. So for me personally, I think if I wanted the color, I would go with this one down here. However, if you like the fact that it is a little bit limited, everyone has a different opinion on that, then I certainly don't think it looks bad on its own. I think it's really fun. Combined with a limited edition, at least it's not numbered edition on the back of the, then I think you've got a real winner here. I think you can't go wrong either way. If you want to pay up and get this particular variety of colors, I think that's great. For me personally, I think they already have the blue, you know, choice here. The price is so competitive. So I wonder, this is just my my guess here. I bet that at some point, if they don't sell out of all 4,500 of these, I'm not sure if they will with this one. I think it's possible you could hold out, maybe see a price cut. You know, don't take my word for that, as, you know, they could sell out. I could be wrong about that. But at the very least, you know, see if you can get the first order coupon on this to get something off on it, because it is definitely a lot more expensive compared to the ones they already have in the lineup, including the one that is already blue and has the bracelet. So my opinion on that, let me know what you think about it down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't be late.